All right. What's going on, Dre? What's going on, Dre?
What's going on? What's going on, my brother?
We in the building, my brother. We in the building, man. Hey,
Fahad,
man.
me and Fahad.
You know how we do it over here, man. I'm out here in North Carolina. You out there in P Town doing your thing.
Yes, sir.
Gotta give you the virtual dap. You know what I'm saying? It up. Hey, man. So how's everything been with you, man?
Man, it's been a phenomenal week, man. I can't complain, man. I got a lot of great things done. Business is soaring. A lot of information has been passed down the line, and man, I just can't wait to talk to the people about some of those things.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. So, before we get started, for those of y'all who don't know who we are, all right, my name is Fahad Aljaboa. I'm with my man, my brother, my mentor, Mr. Andre Lavelle. We're talking number one. All right. Obviously, he's out of Portsmouth, Virginia, by way of NY. Okay. So y'all see, I had to rep from my
Oh,
man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
New York,
coming at you guys from Fayetteville, North Carolina, by way of Newport News, Virginia. Honorary New Yorker, okay.
that's right.
But hey, today obviously for those of y'all who've been tuning in our past episodes, y'all know here at Culture Talk Men's Edition, we like to talk about what's going on in the world. We like to talk about actual events that's going on, current events going on in the world. And obviously we got a huge topic that's been going on, that's been surrounding our communities, with a lot of, and I don't want to get negative on this talk, but we just gonna keep it real for a second. Dre, obviously, with this death that just happened, everything has been going crazy this week, man. So much criminal activity has stemmed from it, which to me is crazy because
Yeah.
we always talk about how we can bring the community up on these talks. We always talk about way to impact the community in a positive manner, positive light. Just help, what I'm saying, our younger brothers as well as, what I'm saying, our mid to seasoned age brothers just become better. And right now, man, it's kind of saddening what's going on in the world, man. What you got to say on that right quick?
It is. It is. This has been a saddening weekend. As much as we could talk about as profitable or good of a business week we had, in all reality, there's some tragic things that's going on within the world right now, mainly in Minneapolis and pretty much in every city right now, where people are being profiled and in particular minorities. And I'm not even talking about any particular race, just minorities. Minorities are being harmed, and it's being done by it's being done by certain other people. I don't want to get too political on it, but you know, um, I believe we definitely have to put ourselves in a better position, and we have to arm ourselves accordingly.
Right, mentally.
Mentally,
Yep.
mentally, we have to arm ourselves accordingly. It has to start there, man. Um, yeah, man. I'm
It,
ready to get it going. I'm ready to
Yeah,
get it
man.
going
So
with
it's crazy, man, because we talk about it every single, like everything we talk about, man, whether it be, from loyalty, respect, vision, perspective, everything, man, stems from the mindset, the brain, what I'm saying,
yes.
how people think. It's such a psychological world out here nowadays for in order for people to succeed, and I love the stuff that you've been hitting me with this week, man. You've been dropping a lot of jewels. Um, I know with the not the law of attraction. What was the book that you sent me this week, man?
Oh man, by John C. Maxwell, 21
Yeah,
Irrefutable Laws of
of
Leadership.
leadership. Yeah,
Man, man, I read
yeah,
it twice. That book is so awesome.
man. And I love, what I'm saying, hearing nuggets and just the mindset. And I was actually I actually started listening to that audio book as well as the Cash Flow Quadrant this week, man, because
Yeah.
I know it sounds like we jumping for those people viewing us right now. I know it sounds like we jumping all over the place, but
Hmm.
it's going somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. Just stay with us. So obviously you
Absolutely.
got all this stuff going on in the world, and like once again, saddening, but you can't sit here and let that get you down to the point where we just destroy ourselves and we're destroying others. You know, obviously this pandemic that we've been in has put a lot of people out of work. 3.3 billion people globally have been out of jobs, or you know what I'm saying, around the world. Like, just that many people have been out of work, and now people are just now starting to get back into the workforce because you know they finally, some of these governors now are finally, I think there was an executive order passed where the governors have to actually open up the states and allow people to start going back to work. So I can use my mother for example. She just went back to work for the first day in about 3.5 months, and she literally called me and was like, "Hey, you know, they're rioting right across the street here at the mall in Fayetteville.
Wow.
You know,
All the way in North Carolina.
yeah, right here next door at Walmart, they're fighting, and people are getting shoved out the doors of Walmart. I'm like, man, this is crazy, and all of it stems from being ignorant to certain things that, you know what, everybody feels like we just have to retaliate. You know, I actually heard somebody say, well, you know, an eye for an eye, it's in the Bible. I'm like, that's back in Mosaic times. What you talking about? We done grown.
It really has to be more organized.
We
Yeah,
done
it
grown
really.
Yeah.
It
So it's
really.
like, to me, we need to become our own leaders, like you were saying. And I love that book that you shared because it actually talks about how the system that we're in right now is the what's teaching us to be, I guess, in these old eras of thinking, where we feel like we have to have an eye for an eye, and that's not necessarily true because we can grow from everything. And you know, I definitely got to go ahead and send this plug out because this is where, you know, a lot of us in the space that we're in, which we're about to hit here, real heavy this talk. Um, we've gotten a lot of our mentorship to Drip Nation investors. They definitely went ahead. They've been watching us. They've been peeping out our episodes. They've been seeing us get busy, Dre, me, you, Jamon, and they definitely decided that, you know what, hey man, it's time to sponsor these fellas. So shouts out to them. All right, Drip Nation Investment Group is actually the company that we're partnered with. CEO Mr. Carl Wilkins and his lovely wife Miss Angela Wilkins.
Hey.
They're CEOs of Drip Nation Investors, and they definitely decided to give us this platform to where we can actually come up here free of charge. All right, got to say that, free of charge, because they definitely are rocking with what we're doing here.
That's right.
Not to mention, they're also part of our mentorship group that's helping us win in this Forex community that we're going to talk about. But to kind of stem from what we just started talking on about what's going on in the world and draw it into foreign exchange, I definitely want to start by talking about accountability, because obviously we have all this stuff going on over here, right? Then we have all this positive going on over here. Like, I know you said you had a great week. I just showed you earlier my day that I had the other night, man.
Yeah, very profitable, my friend. Very profitable,
night, man. It was good, but you know, I definitely want to talk about accountability, because if it wasn't for accountability, I wouldn't have had the day I had. You wouldn't have had the week you had. And without accountability, obviously, we see what's going on in the world because people aren't being accountable to nothing over there. So how do we get all this nonsense that's going on over here in left field and get people to come over here, become accountable, and start having the type of environment and be in the environment that we're in?
I think for one, it starts with leadership. Leadership has to take control. Yes, sometimes we got the negative people out there, and they're causing destruction within their own community. That's the problem. There's nothing wrong with having protests and getting your point across. However, when you're rioting and you're destroying the same environment in which you live in, there's a problem. You know, are we taking these protests downtown to our municipal public offices? Are we in position to talk to these politicians? Or are we going to these town hall meetings? It's certain things that we do have to do within our own communities, and it starts with leadership, taking accountability and understanding that we got all these people lives at stake. Because the only people that's going to get hurt at the end of the day, really, are those that are living in those impoverished neighborhoods, or not even that it has to be an impoverished neighborhood. It could be simply that they're living in, and it could be an enriched neighborhood. However, the people that are being affected are the minorities.
Right.
I don't see anybody else getting taken advantage of. That's
Well,
just what I see. That's
you
what's been
know,
before me.
I definitely want to throw this out there, man. Because I did some research the other a little bit ago, pretty much all week essentially. I'm not one to post stuff like this on social media. To me, it's negative, and I don't like posting it. But I definitely want to go ahead and spit some numbers out there, right? So in the last 5 years, okay, from 2015, from January 2015 up till May of 2020, right? There's been 1,729 deaths by the police, right? Now, this isn't, once again, anything negative, okay? But I definitely want to go ahead and make this statement that I think some of this could be handled a lot better, okay, if we held people accountable and to a standard. So what I mean by that, right, is
Transparency.
yes, we definitely got to have people be more transparent with each other. Like, hey, you know what? Instead of me and you could get into it, Dre, right? And you know how it used to be back in the day in New York, and just that up north mentality.
Hey,
You could look at me crazy, right? And yo, we about to shoot the fair one.
hey, it can happen. Absolutely.
It ain't none of this. What you say?
Absolutely.
What? Nah,
Right.
we just get into it, right? Because you had to be held accountable for your actions. But at the end of the day,
You were held accountable for your actions after that.
But nowadays, people are still in that mindset, man, where it's like, you know what? You got to be held accountable for your actions. But all I know is I'm going to shoot you or be violent. And that's not necessarily the case. And I think what a lot of it has to do, and it's funny that we talk about it every week, but a lot of the stuff that's happening, like you just mentioned, is happening in our not so well off neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that people are necessarily in poverty, but I mean, you got to call it a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying?
Middle class, urban environments.
Exactly.
Formerly red line. There is no red line anymore, though.
Yeah. So, and I think the big way, and I've been thinking about this heavy like the last few weeks. If you can help a culture, right? And this is all we love to talk about here, is that how we can help and create betterment within the community. If we can raise the mindset, right, of our communities. I don't care if it's the low end, low budget neighborhoods. I don't care if it's your rich or middle class. It doesn't matter. We all need to be equal, right? We all need to be on that same plane. Because once we get out of that phase of like, man, I got to do anything by any means to make this come up, that's why we have all this crime. But if we can get people out of that phase, by teaching them a certain skill, like the skill that we're in, we talk about it all the time, foreign exchange.
That's right.
The foreign exchange market is the biggest, most liquid market in the world. It generates 6.7 trillion dollars in a day.
A day.
You know what I'm saying? So what's that mean? That means that there's money for everybody out there to eat, right? But cats is so oblivious to the fact that there's a way out of all this negativity that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just thought, if every person just started with one mind, right? I talk about this all the time. I like to change the world one mind at a time. If one person at a time thought about, yo, if I got my financial situation straight, I could possibly turn my one house on the block into a better, positive being. Then I go and tell my neighbor, then my neighbor tells their neighbor, and next thing you know, it's like a contagious code. You know what I'm saying? We've pretty much created a whole entire block of positivity. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to worry about no type of criminal actions because everybody's out here making money. And when people start making money, things different. Most of the time,
it's always different.
It's a whole different world.
It's a whole different ball game when everybody's making some money. You know, people focused on.
It's funny because we talk about the foreign exchange world, right?
Yes.
I don't want you to make no income claim because I don't know. Maybe we got to, man. We'll just hit them with the disclaimer.
We'll
just hit them with the disclaimer. Like profits are made here. Let's just say that profits are made in this space, right? In this platform, right? You had a great week. I had a great day the other night, man. But
you most certainly did, my friend.
You know what I'm saying? And if we could literally hit every heart and mind, or at least, you know what I'm saying, over 50, 60, 75% of our communities, and expand that globally, bro, imagine how much better the world would be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what? It's because of it. You put aside the impoverished mindset, right? If you could put aside the impoverished mindset, there's no limitations on what you can achieve, right? If somebody's placing candy in front of your face, do you not take the candy? Do you not eat the candy, right? Do you not partake of it in some way, some form of fashion, right?
right.
Opportunity to learn how to trade in the Forex market. It's one of the most powerful tools in the world. Again, like you just said, Forex is a $6.7 trillion a day market. It's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then you have Bitcoin, oh, not Bitcoin, I want to say crypto or digital currency that you can invest in. These things are flourishing while we have all these impoverished things happening within the world. Police brutality, when we're or whether the economy seems like it's on a decline as a whole. Even when the economy is on a decline, I've been profitable in a declining market. I've been profitable when the market is when the market is prosperous. So either way, whichever way the market goes, my focus is on creating a generational wealth for my family and for my partners and my friends. Right? If I can help my family, I'm gonna help them out too.
Right.
Everybody's not going to partake. Everybody's not going to eat the fruit because it does require some work. Just like when you went to college or when you went to high school or anywhere you went, you had or a job that required you to take some particular course, right? You had to do some work. You have to do. There's no way around it. You have to immerse yourself in the community. Once you immerse yourself in the community, then you don't have to focus on the stuff that's going on outside, because the stuff that's going on outside, sometimes you can't control that. Right. But what you can't control is in the palm of your hand from your phone, making a few trades a day.
Yeah.
You know, one trade a day. Listen, I stay with my phone. But if I tell you what, if my phone isn't making some assets for me, then it's a dumb phone. It's a liability. It's what my vehicle is if I'm not using it for profitable gains.
Right.
That's it.
Right. You know, I read I know you read it, but most people that's successful in this space and done read this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and he talks about the way that the wealthy have gotten to the point where they're at is because they've minimized their liabilities and introduce more assets than they have liabilities. So if you were to put these things on a scale, where are they going to weigh out? Well, my assets definitely outweigh my liabilities. And you got some people that have no liabilities whatsoever because all their assets take care of all this down here. And to me, that's amazing, man. And because of that, you know, you have a whole different mindset shift, paradigm shift, you know, of thinking, because now I don't have to worry about going out here by any means necessary. That whole lifestyle that we were raised up
risking our lives, risking our freedom.
Right. Yeah.
Taking, when we growing up, we call it taking penitentiary chances.
Yeah.
To get those advances.
Exactly.
I don't have to do that. If I could save somebody that I know that is living that lifestyle from where I come from, oh, absolutely. I'm gonna present this information, whether you take it or not. That's on you.
Time, Dre, because that's the part that I think a lot of people miss, right? Because a lot of people, and this part, you're gonna hear me probably get real passionate on this part, but a lot of people think that, yo, I'm a product of my environment, so there's no way out for me. And that's not true, because you're hearing it.
That's not true.
Everybody that's viewing this call, especially from my men out there, you're hearing it from somebody that came straight from New York City. Dre, tell them where you came from, man. Tell them how you were brought up. Tell them where you came from and how you got to where you're at right now.
Listen, where I come from, I'm 105th Street, First Avenue is where I was born. Wilson Projects. I was born in the projects, right? I got a chance to travel around the world a little bit too, because my father was in the army, so I got to see a little bit of both sides of the world. But after the military, we were back smack dab in the 80s, back in New York, doing it all over again, living in a small apartment. I remember when we moved from Harlem and we moved up to the Bronx. Actually, when we lived in Harlem, we lived in my grandmother's apartment on the 4th floor in a 3-bedroom apartment. But guess where we had to sleep? Me, my sisters, and my mother. We slept on the floor, or we slept on a couch or a pull-out couch. Sugar water was our friend. Don't turn off the lights at night because the roaches are coming out, right? Just to move to the Bronx in a 1-bedroom apartment. But we had mice. We turned my bedroom into my bedroom was actually the living room, right? No, sorry, it was the dining room. It was a dining room in a tenement apartment, 1-bedroom tenement apartment, and I got 2 sisters, and they slept on a pull-out couch in the living room. We had to put a barrier from the kitchen to the dining room where I slept at because we had mice running around at night. I can hear them. And we moved out of there, moved into a better building. I mean, it was in the same neighborhood, but the mindset of the people that we lived in, man, all we knew was the one way to get money: either you sling a crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot, right? That was the mindset. Either we playing basketball, some form of sport, and or you hanging out with all the big time hustlers, or somewhere you wrapped up in that, right? I wanted to get into stocks. I wanted to know how to get into stocks when I was young. I played the stock market game a little bit at elementary school, but that was it. Right. How to actually get into that. We didn't have cell phones, right? Fast forward, all those people that were thinking that same mindset, a lot of them are still in that same environment. Some of us went off to college. Some of us didn't go to college. Some of us dropped out of high school. But that does not limit your potential. What limits your potential is a small mind. If you do not open your mind to expand and allow yourself to grow or be around people that are different, you got to hang around people that are different. Then that's keeping it real. When you're trying to get from your station, you're trying to rise from your station. Ain't nobody gonna give it to you, right? Nobody gave you anything. Both of us, we wound up leaving and going to the military. We changed our environments.
Yeah,
it wasn't working for us. What we were doing, it wasn't working. Me and you, we from. You was in Virginia, I'm in New York. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you was in California, whatever. Every state has an impoverished neighborhood. Police brutality was always something that happened. This is not a knock on all police officers, because I have a lot of police friends. We both in the military, so we're definitely connected on both ends. Right. But this is a knock on those that abuse the power. We took the power back, moved around, built our families up, made prominence of ourselves compared to where we came from. We got nice houses, got nice homes, we got jewelry, we got cars, we got family, we got love. Now it's time to pour back into the people. All right, now I went around the world.
But you know,
information.
But what's crazy is the way we did it. We stepped out of that box and we used the military. We used the military as our platform. Now, granted, you know, I was pushed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about you. I was pushed. I was running the streets, Newport News, Virginia, hanging with the wrong crowd. I remember Patrick Henry Mall, for those of y'all who can relate. Over females and jealousy. It was the same story all the time. It's either you got something that somebody want, whether it be chains, hats, cell phones, whatever, cars, rims, or the girl, and you always getting into something over one of them topics. And I stayed finding myself in some situations, and I always came home like, yo, Dad, check it, I got into some stuff, but yo, we came out of there unscathed. Dad, yo, I'm the champ over here. And my dad used to just look at me like, boy, you stupid. And then I remember I went to work, and I came home from work, and a recruiter was in my house. And next thing you know, I'm going. And don't get me wrong, best thing that happened for me. Did a lot of great things, and it made my whole life pretty. A lot of stuff that I have is due to the military and the results from that. But everybody's not made for the military, and we can see that
Nope.
nowadays. You can see it with the folks that's in the Navy. I see it with the people that's in the Army nowadays. It's a different military, and that's fine. No knock on them, but everybody's just not built for the military because everybody thinks that the military is the only way out of the struggle. And that's not true. Unless, like you said, unless you could rap, you could spit bars, you had a jump shot,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, you had some type of athletic or God-given ability. That's the only way you're gonna make
Absolutely.
it good. But that's not true because now we have access to a space called the Forex foreign exchange community. Like Dre, man, I wish, and this is the reason I love, man, having a platform like this. And I'm so, you know what I'm saying, grateful for Carl and Angela for definitely sponsoring us now, you know what I'm saying, with these calls. To now we can literally put our hearts out there and be like, look, man, y'all don't have to go through this struggle no more. We don't have to keep being out here getting shot at because we're trying to make, nickel and dimes to make ends meet. We don't have to do that because we have a platform
Or
that's generating $6.7 trillion a day.
that's
Everybody,
right.
everybody can eat. And a lot of people look at it, oh well, like nah, it's one of them things. It's a
It's one of
that.
those things.
It's not a
It's a
thing.
it's
How you know it's a
it
thing?
is.
You
It's
haven't
a
even
pyramid.
you haven't
What we said earlier today, it's a pyramid.
yeah, like what
Pyramid.
pyramid is? Pyramid is a building in Egypt. And then if you're talking about here in the US, there's only two pyramids in the US, Las Vegas and Memphis. We're not talking about no pyramids. We're talking about a way to make money. We're talking about a way to change your family
They're talking about
dynamic.
hierarchy. Oh, you mean the person at the top that's going to make the money? I,
You go to work. You
the
go to
hierarchy. Your job is your job is a hierarchy. Matter of fact, in my household, there's a hierarchy. You know
not
who's
even
at the top of the spear?
we're not even talking about that. We talking about simply
No,
learning how to trade from your cell phone, from your smart
right.
device, right? Like you just said it earlier. Is this thing an asset or is it a
Or a
liability?
liability.
Paying a bill with this, or is this just a bill?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I'm so grateful that we found the opportunity, that we actually had our mindset opened to receive this. Okay, it was definitely my season when I saw this in 2018, because I was going through some things, and I'm sure somebody on this phone call can resonate. That man, this is the opportunity for me to actually win in a space that I never thought I could. I saw this opportunity. I'm like, yo, I see charts. It looks like math, Japanese geometry.
Yeah.
Any one of my peers,
Look intimidating. At
yeah,
first, that stuff was intimidating.
they like, yo, that's not a Fahad. He's not a math dude. So how is he winning in the space of foreign exchange? It's not about that. It's literally I can sit down, learn from a mentor, learn from an educator in a space that's making 6.7 trillion, bruh. Like yo, all I
Just
got
want
is
a piece
6.7 trillion, right?
of game.
If I learned, man, how to make 1% of 6.7 trillion, Dre, come on, bro.
A
Now, hey,
fraction. Give
you
me a
know, hey,
fraction of a fraction of
this is
it.
what I want to do. I want to do. We haven't done this, man. We haven't done this, but I definitely want to bring something. I'm going to share something with everybody that's watching, man. Just
You
how
about to show them some sauce?
bro, I gotta share with the.
You got some sauce?
I got some sauce, my brother. Let me see.
Oh
If,
man, here we go.
I
Show them
don't.
the sauce. Show them the sauce.
I don't know if they ready, man, but we
You
gonna
know,
try to share something crazy right now.
men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't.
No, they
The
do.
numbers don't. The results don't. I tell you what, 1% of the population are the investors. You got 60% as a whole are employed. Then you got your self-employed. And then the only thing about being self-employed is if you stop working today, will you get paid tomorrow? Is it continuous?
Hold on 1 second. Let me see. I'm trying to.
If you're employed, some people have been out of work for 2-3 months. Were they getting paid? You know,
Yo,
I
I
was
don't
getting
know
paid. You know why I was getting? You know why you and I were getting paid for?
what's that.
Because we are on the 1%er side.
Yo,
We're the business owners. We're the investors. That's why we are the entrepreneurs.
I don't know if you can you see this, man?
No, I can't see.
I
I
think
see me and I see you.
I think I'm sharing it, man. I'm not positive, man. Hopefully somebody can just chime in real quick and let us
Oh,
know.
there you go. I see it.
There we go. Yep. All right.
Oh yes.
All
Show
right,
it.
man.
Show it.
Look. So everybody that's on this call, man, look, you know, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of hearing about all the nonsense in the world. I'm tired of hearing about people not winning. And I'm sure everybody on this call that's listening in right now is also sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of hearing people losing. I'm tired of hearing people losing their lives. I'm tired of people going through it. And a lot of it stems from being in poverty position. They are not in the pot. They don't have that posture to win because they aren't being informed of proper information. So what I want to show everybody real quick, man. Some of y'all have heard this skill before about compounding your money. But a lot of times we look at compounding money and like, I don't have the money to compound, right? We feel like you take a penny. I think it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dre, you take a penny and then and you just double it. You double it every single day, right? And in 31 days, you'll be a millionaire, right?
You take a penny, that's right. You take a penny compounded on a daily basis for 30 days. That's a little bit over almost $3 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
A little bit over $3 million.
You got to have the funds to be able to keep doubling it. So once you hit, like me, for example, you know, not to toot my own horn, I do well in the workforce. You know, I'm up there, you know what I'm saying? But even me, I can't afford with bills and all the stuff I got to do. I can't afford it. Once I get to like $100, $200, I can't afford to just keep on doubling that every single day. I can't do it. So we found a way in this foreign exchange market to where people can literally double their money, or even not even double it, just make 10%. Yo, I'm gonna show y'all some. I'm gonna spit this sauce to him real quick, Dre. Yo,
I'm gonna give it to him cold, brother. Give it to him cold.
Y'all that's watching, man, I definitely need y'all to see this because this right here is how we're gonna turn our culture around. This, I need everybody to pay attention to this because this is how we're gonna stop all this crime, all this hatred. It's not gonna be completely stopped. I know that, but guess what? It'll diminish those numbers. All right. So please watch this, man. If I showed you how to take $100, right? $100, everybody has to spend. You probably spent it on like hats. You probably done spent it on a Gucci belt. You know, probably spent it on J's, more than that for J's, you know, some Yeezys. If there's any females watching, no disrespect, but I know for a fact that y'all done spent it on nails and massages and spas and bags.
Foot care. Yeah.
Yeah, like bundles, you know. If you took that same $100 and you invested into yourself, literally in a market that's going to pay you once you learn the skill, check this out. Day number one, if I taught you how to compound at 10%, you literally would grow that 100 to 110. And day number 10, 10 days in, right, you would have grew that $100 to $259, right? Yo, we're just gonna skip all this right here, all right? We're just gonna jump down to day number 60. Day number 60 for all those that's out here watching. Day number 60. I'm sure y'all can see this, and if y'all can't, I'm sorry. I'll read it for you guys. $27,680.15 off of $100. Now, tell me that's not powerful. All in a space that was designed for us to not be in initially, but now we have access. So if that's almost like saying, hey, yo, Drake, remember when we couldn't get into the calls or we couldn't get into the clubs back in the day because it was designed for people to be 18 or not even 18. You had to be 21 and older.
That's right.
And then they knocked the age down to 18 and up.
That's
and
right.
Used to try to sneak into the clubs because it was like, yo, this is a space that's not for us, but we're gonna try to get in anyway because we know that's people over here partying, right?
That's right.
Now you got a space that's almost like that.
Blue skies, baby.
That was once not open for us to be able to get into because it was for them people that made tens of thousands. Now I can literally get into it with $100. A normal everyday person like yourself and myself, and I literally could win. And now people are sitting like, nah, I don't know. But yet you don't have that same thought process when you're talking about the club. You know what I'm saying? Man, hey, I'm not gonna go too deep into this because you know tonight I definitely, for everybody that's watching, I definitely want to promote what we got going on tonight. Okay. Once again,
Absolutely.
this space is phenomenal. This is a space that's been able to take me from going from transition out of the military, going through a divorce, okay, going through where I almost lost my house. I literally almost lost this house I'm sitting in right now. I almost lost this house, right? All because of the simple fact that my finances got real tight when I got divorced and I was going through some life changing stuff, right? Had to pay for a funeral, like a full funeral and everything for my pops. I literally almost lost this house. But I came into this space and literally have turned my financial stability around, all because of this opportunity. So tonight, for those of y'all who's viewing, I definitely invite everybody to get onto our Forex opportunity call. Okay, it's
That's
free,
right.
free information, free 99 for everybody that's
Free.
out there that's listening. Free 99. Come and get this sauce. Come and get these 20-piece nuggets. Okay, you will not be disappointed. Okay, tonight, man. Hey, Dre, if you want to go ahead and talk about, man, just promote who we got talking tonight, because I know
Absolutely.
I'm getting a little
Tonight,
too hyped, man. I'm getting too hyped over this. Like, drop it on him, Dre.
ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have the honor and privilege at www.yestheforex TV or .tv, right? The link is posted down below. At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our CEO and leader of Iron Mastery Academy, Christopher Terry, billionaire Christopher Terry, on our call tonight, right? We're also going to have Dr. China Bethley. We're going to have a lot of the head leaderships on our team or in our organization tonight. We highly encourage you all, download the Zoom application. If you don't have Zoom already, last year this time nobody heard of Zoom. We've been on Zoom for the last two some odd years, 2-3 years, right? Download Zoom. The link, and all you got to do is just leave a comment, leave a message down below, saying that you want to hear about some of this information. It's not going to cost you anything, just a little bit of time. If you got 30 minutes, I guarantee you it will, in the long terms, it'll be extremely profitable for you. Christopher Terry, CEO of I Am Mastery Academy, will be on our call tonight, right? We're going to teach you guys about what we do, how we trade, what's the source. It's not just looking at numbers. It's more to it. How can you immerse yourself in the company of wealth? How can you have these conversations? How can you be a part of the process? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link posted down below, Yes to Forex TV or Yes to Forex.tv. We're looking forward to having you on the call tonight.
Yo,
Right?
I'm gonna tell you the same way I was told, right? The same way that I was told, right? You have the opportunity to learn from 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, and not only that, but we got our CEO, Mr. 9-figure earner. For those of y'all can't even fathom that 9 figures, right? A month.
He doesn't just come out for anybody.
Right, exactly. He is literally, okay, going to give you the sauce on how you can learn. How many CEOs that's way up there making that type of money is willing to talk to the average person? You don't see that often at all. And he's literally going to be on the call tonight. So I definitely encourage everybody that's viewing, everybody that is viewing, definitely get the word out to your mother, your brother, your sister, your dog, your cat. I don't care who you tell. This right here is going to be the game changer in your family, in your community, and potentially in the world to stop all this crap. I told y'all at the very beginning, 1,729 deaths because of poverty. A lot of it has to do with poverty. So let's stop that. Let's stop it now. I know everybody on this call is sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay, let's break the cycle and let's do something about this. Let's get everybody educated on how to make money and also work on their mindsets so we can change our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all we got today. This was Culture Talk episode. What episode is this, Dre? I think this is episode.
I think it's episode 8.
Is it 8? Man, we've been doing this for a little bit, man. Hey,
Hey,
tired, man.
cons
But hey, I definitely
consistency.
want to say shouts out to you. Exactly, consistency. You know, this is just a normal thing for us now. Giving everybody on here that sauce that's gonna help out the culture. I hope everybody got something off of this. I definitely hope everybody gets on this call at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't care where you are in the world. Hop on this call. You will not be disappointed. Dre, like always, brother. Hey man, it's been great being on here with you, rocking with you. We got that connection tight, exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna dap it up and we're gonna be out of here.
My man.
All right, brother.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Love y'all. Take care. Much blessings.
We do it for the culture, baby.
Yes, sir.